Hello everyone, I wanted to go ahead and give you an update on my hair. So recently I went and saw a trichologist to get basically a second opinion of what was going on with my hair. So this video might be a little lengthy, but I wanted to really clarify everything that I went through as far as my process, and hopefully it can help some of you as well. So I wanted to go ahead and just define what each party's do. Trichology is the study of hair and scalp, which is a branch of medical and cosmetic, where dermatology is a branch of medicine concerned with the diagnosis and treatment of skin disorders, largely using Western medicine or prescription medicines, as we all know. However, trichology focuses on exclusively the hair and the scalp, including hair loss. They evaluate your personal history, your genetics, lifestyle, environmental conditions. However, they are not physicians. They can give nutritional advice, recommend lifestyle changes, and improving your health and appearance of your scalp. So I had about a 45-minute consultation that ended up turning into a good hour and a half. He was able to give me a lot of resources and played videos so that I could really see what the hair shaft looks like, the normal patho for hair and hair shedding, hair loss, hair growth. And I felt like that was really important for me to really determine, is this something that I wanted to do? It is very important that you find a really good trichologist that has been around for a while, because this is a cash business, right? So they are a branch of dermatology, which means that they have a spectrum in which they can do hair and other things. However, there's a lot of technology out there, and a lot of people are not all in it for the same reasons and can really end up charging you a lot of money for a condition that's possibly permanent. So you don't want to get caught in a situation where you're spending thousands of dollars for hair treatment. So basically, once your hair forms, it goes through a process in which you have a growth phase, a resting phase, and a shedding phase. The first phase is called the anagen phase. This is where 90% of most people are in for their cycle. The range for the anagen phase lasts anywhere between 2 and 6 years. So like my trichologist was telling me, basically the hair that you see here on the outside is about 6 years old. However, if you can treat the hair at the root and get your hair stronger and healthier, it will grow from the shaft outwards over this period of time. After going over all the phases of hair growth with me, he went ahead and did a full scalp examination. So he parted my hair multiple ways, combed through, took a look at my scalp, and then went in with something called a dermoscope or a trichoscope. This magnifies the structure of the dermis, so the top layer of your skin, and also is able to collect imaging as it takes a picture, and it's able to show you visually where your hair strands are, how they look, and where new buds of follicles are that are ready to grow in the next few years. Using a dermoscope, a trichologist or a dermatologist would be able to identify the health of your skin, your follicles, and to determine if you have any inflammatory disorders or the progress of any alopecia types of disorders. For me, when he used a trichoscope on my scalp, he was able to tell me that I was using way too much oil. So usually day-to-day processes of using maybe like a leave-in conditioner or oiling your hair wouldn't cause the type of oil that I had built up. So basically, when I was diagnosed with CCCA, I was really paranoid and really wanted my hair to grow back in the center. So I started being very careful. I started looking up essential oils. So I've mentioned in my prior videos that I had a base oil, which was grapeseed oil or castor oil, and then I would add about 10 drops of essential oils, various essential oils that were known for hair growth. Well, I was doing that for going on 2 years now, basically applying oil to my scalp probably every other day. So too much is never a good thing, everything in moderation. And it turns out that there is tons of oil beneath my scalp. So essentially my hair follicles are drowning. if you have too much oil on your scalp, it's basically the equivalent of like hair acne. So just like acne is a buildup of oil on your skin, on your face, this type of oil being on my scalp is preventing my hair from actually growing out and also can lead to rapid hair loss. So the alopecia areata areas that I have on my scalp, we can basically suggest that the cause of this is the inundation of oil on my scalp. When the center of my hair was evaluated, there was no signs of CCCA or scarring or permanent hair loss. There was follicles in the area, so we weren't really worried about CCCA at this point in time. I think I caught it early enough when I got injections. I haven't had much of any issues since. I did have some itching and burning maybe a month ago, and I had plans to see my dermatologist September 1st. However, because I saw the trichologist about 3 days before that, I really didn't want to impede on the process that he was implementing. So I went ahead and held off on seeing my dermatologist for any injections just to give this process a fair shot. So at the end of the visit, he basically gave me his recommendations, which were to basically not put anything else on my scalp as far as oil, to only use any leave-ins or oils on the shaft of my hair if necessary. He recommended that I use Selsun Blue medicated shampoo and wash my hair with that and really just avoid putting anything else on my scalp. The cost of that visit was $150. Basically, 5 days later, I had to go back to kind of finish up the appointment. So basically, the first evaluation and consultation is supposed to be 45 minutes, $150. And then the second visit is the follow-up for the package. So the package included a keratin treatment and a treatment with a diode laser that I'll go ahead and discuss shortly. When I arrived to the appointment, I had to arrive with my hair pre-washed. He went ahead and washed my hair 2 more times and then did an amino acid keratin treatment. So I was really concerned about having a keratin treatment done. The most I've known about keratin treatments are that people use it to like straighten their hair instead of getting a perm. So I was really worried about it affecting the texture of my curls. However, he did educate me on that there are different types of keratin treatments. This being an amino acid keratin treatment was going to be used to build my hair strands and also help with the management of my hair. I do have thick, dense curls that I was getting tangles. I kept having to clip my own ends. The keratin treatment was to help with the manageability of my hair. After the keratin treatment, he sprayed something on my scalp. I'm not sure what it was, but I had this really intense cooling sensation occur on my scalp. And this was basically described or defined to be my hair follicles opening up. It then proceeded with me sitting underneath the diode laser, which is a red light laser that's meant to penetrate the dermis and get to just about the capillaries beneath your skin. So your hair follicle sits right above the capillaries, and if you're able to penetrate down towards the capillary, you get the follicles to expand and blood and nutrients can get to the follicle, and then that follicle then becomes stronger, and what grows out of your scalp, which is your shaft, ends up being much more healthy over the long run because you're going to have this hair for about 6 years before you start experiencing the other cycles. After that process, I went ahead and got my ends clipped, which I hadn't done professionally in about 2 years. I was really concerned about seeing a stylist after I was diagnosed with CCCA because I was really worried about a stylist putting too much tension on my hair, too much pulling or heat or trauma. So by the time I saw him going into 2 years, my ends had not been clipped for a long time. I ended up having to have about 2 inches of hair cut off, which was kind of sad because my hair was the longest that it was for a while. But I'm hoping that with all the keratin treatments and all the other things that I'm doing to maintain healthy hair, that it will grow back. So basically after that, that visit was about another $200. So I ended up spending $350 in the span of a week. And this might seem like a lot. I thought it was a lot, but I really thought about the services I was provided, the education that I was provided to be able to come and tell you guys about what I experienced. I think anything more than what I paid is probably a little suspicious. They really shouldn't be charging you an arm and a leg to teach you about your hair and teach you how to maintain healthy hair. But I really do think it's a good idea to go ahead and try this. And I'll show you some of my results in some pictures coming up. So fast forward to yesterday, I washed my hair for the first time after receiving the treatment, and my curls were fantastic. They were in the best shape that I've ever seen them. I had minimal shedding. Prior to the keratin treatment, I was shedding a lot when I would wash my hair. I would probably end up with like a golf ball size of hair. And at this point, it was about the size of possibly. But I was really surprised about how well it really managed my hair and prevented the shedding. So I really do believe that I had a maintenance problem that was causing a lot of my breaking of my hair and shedding, because I really did need to take care of my hair. So at this point, all I'm using in my hair is Selsun Blue shampoo. I have another shampoo that I use before the Selsun Blue. I like to use the Selsun Blue last because I leave it on for about 2 to 3 minutes while I'm in the shower, and then I rinse it out. I followed that up with a deep conditioner that I use, and again, just avoiding my scalp, being very conscious of not having anything on my scalp. After rinsing that out, I went ahead and had my leave-in conditioner and my essential oils only applied to the shaft of my hair for moisture, which I really didn't need a whole lot of. I think this keratin treatment is remarkable, and I definitely recommend it. However, my hair is the healthiest that I've actually seen it, so I'm really excited to see how this will move forward. So the last time I got injections for my hair was in April of 2020. I do not plan on getting any more injections if this form of holistic treatment pans out. So I really do recommend that everyone get a second opinion from a trichologist, or have your dermatologist actually pull out the tools that they have to investigate your scalp. As great as my dermatologist is, I can honestly say that she diagnosed me without using a dermoscope, and I feel like maybe if we would have done that, I would have been able to tell, did I really have CCCA to the point where I had follicular damage? Did we really catch it that early? Was it a fungal infection instead that was occurring from me washing my hair and putting my hair into a bun? So it kind of just opened up Pandora's box for me, where I feel like everyone should at minimum get this dermoscopy done of your scalp so you can see the health of your scalp. To me, this is like preventative treatment, which I'm all for. Just like we get our pap smears, our mammograms, for those who are old enough to start that, this is kind of like the preventative care for your scalp. This dermoscope can tell you way ahead in advance what phase your hair in. Is this why your hair is not growing? Are you in a telogen phase that's lasting 2 to 3 months and you're not seeing your hair grow or any movement? So I think this is the closest that we can get prior to having a scalp biopsy, which only shows you one part of your hair. So it's really important to realize that although our hair functions in cycles, it's not always in the same cycle. Else, when we're in the shedding phase, we would shed our hair from all over our head. So your hair is in different cycles at different points across your scalp. So it's really important that, we really do our due diligence to seek preventative medicine and try to lay off the prescription meds if we can. I'm hoping to not have to go back on prescription medication for my scalp. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Go ahead and send me an email with any questions, and I'll see you next time. So I wanted to update you guys. The last time I got injections was in April, so this is the difference between April and August. In the future, I will not be getting any more injections. The last photo that you will see has been untreated, meaning that I haven't had injections, so we'll see if the trichology works.